Hi and welcome to Australian Gamers Friday Night Podcast. I'm Yug.
And I'm Matt.
Tonight, PSP rumour officially confirmed as a rumour.
Sony runs afoul of both church and state.
We'll talk a little about our upcoming new reviewers.
Soul Calibur 4 announced.
And Game comes to Australia.
Now, that is not just a
game.
That is game with a capital
The
A,
Game.
M-E. And G also.
Yes, at the beginning. What is Game?
Game is a UK retailer that bought out Game Wizards in Australia a few years ago, or a year ago, or a month ago, or yesterday. I didn't really read that.
So it's competing directly with EB.
Yes, indeed. And a few others. There's actually a few Australian retailers now, but nothing has the penetration of EB.
You just wanted to say the word penetration, didn't you? That's going to be the word of the podcast
now. Word
now.
of the podcast is penetration.
Anytime, okay, here's the deal. Throughout any of these stories, anytime we can fit in the word
penetration, we will.
Yes, anytime we can fit it in, that's what we'll... Game comes to Australia. So is Game American or...?
No, it's the UK. That's why I said that.
Sorry, wasn't listening.
Twice.
Gotcha. Wasn't listening twice.
Fair enough.
Right, anyway, yeah.
The relevance of this, apart from the fact that they'll be shining new places to buy games from, is that quite a few people in our forums have talked about working in EB, how to get jobs at EB, and so on, because of the foolhardy notion that working in EB would rock, which apparently it doesn't.
Right.
But in any case, while working at EB is difficult because they're established, because Game is spreading and expanding, they're actually doing a massive recruitment drive.
New, yep.
So go to... I don't know.
Go to Google and search for Game
Australia. You'll probably find us. I hope.
No.
I think it's game.co.uk, but they might have game.com.au.
Look, frankly, if you're not savvy enough to find the Game website, then you're probably not...
No, but that's the point. They haven't yet launched their Australian website.
Right.
I believe they've
so this fantastic advice we're giving on how to recruit
is utterly unhelpful in any way. Yeah, that's
great.
That's pretty much what we're going for here.
Well, look, not just people applying to get jobs at Game or anything like that.
There's an email address that's set up, careers@game.com.au. So they obviously do have that domain.
Okay, well there you go. But the other thing is not just for people wanting to work there, but I do know a lot of people with a lot of ill will towards EB.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
I quite like EB.
I'll have you know, just on the down low here, that I do know a lot of publishers really don't like working with EB.
I know, I've heard that too.
They're a big... I mean, they're a monopoly. I mean, if you want your game to get out there, I mean, there's EB, and you've got your other ones, your Harvey Normans and your Myers and your big retail chains, but they're not game stores sort of thing, you know.
And they don't do the volume.
No. Well, they do a lot.
Yeah, they do,
but they're not, you know, if you have your specific gamer's game, you know, you want it to be an EB. If it's not an EB, then yeah. Yeah. So I'll be interested to see how this other company goes then.
Yeah,
they need to open up a hell of a lot of stores to compete with EB though.
Well, they've got a few open already apparently, but they're opening more in Queensland, Queensland, South Australia, and Western Australia. So there should be quite a few around sooner or later.
Cool.
And then apparently they're wanting to set up a new website and stuff, which will be
most probably game.com.au.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it will be the pinnacle of online retailing in Australia, apparently.
Well, we'll see. I mean, EB just opened up its online store, didn't it? It only took them 10 years or so.
Yeah, it's taken them a long time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. That's enough about Game, I think.
Yes.
Let's move on through that.
What do
you want to talk about?
I wanted to talk about Game more.
Yes, okay.
I just wanted to say that even though EB might have people who don't like it, both retailers and professional, I am personally in favour of their new hiring hot girls policy.
This isn't going to be a story about tonight, is it?
No.
Okay, good.
It's just a general policy that I find works for me.
Hey, look, that's our policy when it comes to our Australian Gamer team members, actually.
Because quite frankly, the only girls I'm going to come in contact with are going to be serving me in some particular way. Most of my relationships end with, do you want fries with that? So
short relationships.
They're short relationships, but I'd like to think they're overall positive. Because I sometimes do want fries with that.
Is that a line you use sort of thing? Oh, that was so good. And then they go, do you want fries with that? Or what? I don't know. What?
Okay.
What? That's an Ashwin line if there ever was one. So have you heard him? He does. He says something really weird.
It's really weird,
and just almost borderline obscene and just disgusting, and then just goes, which makes you go, what? And he looks straight at you and goes, what?
As if you said it.
As if I said it. And it makes me feel guilty. Anyway. Yes. Oh, yeah. Look, let's actually jump to new reviewers. Let's just get that one out of the way.
Let's
because we're talking about,
yes,
people from the forum, opportunities working at this new game place.
Don't even bother to try to link to it now. It's gone. Just go.
And you might have the opportunity to actually work for Australian Gamer, albeit for slightly less money.
Yeah, when we were doing the little image that we were going to have as a promo, I made Yoke take out the word professional from Team of Writers because professional means people make money.
Yes,
that's not
there is that.
Happen.
No, that's not. But yes, we are on the hunt yet again. This is the second time. Oh, this is the third time that we've actually been out looking for more people to join the Australian Gamer team. In the 2 years that we've been running.
I don't think we have a set number that we're looking for this time, do we? We're just kind of...
I mean, this is
open.
The thing. I mean, we're not going to talk too much about it, but there is
we're open to any options like Paris Hilton.
Right, Paris Hilton.
I was going to say open to anyone, but then I said options and that kind of wrecked my Paris Hilton thing.
Paris Hilton, that is anyone.
That was the joke. But the joke got kind of ruined by me saying open to any option. Like, what does that mean? Is that a reference to her recent prison term or what?
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I lost it. I'm sorry.
Know. I don't think that joke has enough penetration in the audience.
No.
But all right, so what are we
trying to think of a penitentiary penetration sort of fun thing?
I think
here,
you just did actually.
But I did get to say penetration again.
You did,
so that's important.
Twice. Actually.
I
know. But anyway, look. The reason is, I mean, the same reason as always. We have a lot of games coming in. We need more people to review. We need more people with consoles and things like that.
We need more people to post on the front of the site.
We need more people to post news.
We need
Look, frankly, there's big things happening that we don't want to talk too much about. Just some big changes and things that are going to be happening very soon. And so we need we need more people.
Yeah, we need more people.
So we don't know how many. Look, if
we need minions, you have to be willing to be called a minion to be part of it.
It's what's really annoying me though, and
apart from you,
constantly is that I'm getting people saying, "Oh, am I allowed to apply?" or "What should I say?" or things like.
Yeah.
Look, you send us an email and you tell us about yourself, and your email is your application.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a personality based thing. If your personality is not what we're looking for.
As an example, Brett pretty much got his position based on his application because it was insane.
He did, but I don't want everyone trying to be insane.
Oh, no.
I don't want everyone trying to be Brett or anything like that.
Yeah, be yourself.
You need to be yourself. You are your own character, your own personality, but I cannot stress enough how much we need people that can actually write.
I think you just did.
Okay. I mean,
that was enough, I think.
And listen, it's also very important to realise that the standard needs to be much higher than my writing abilities.
Oh yeah.
I'm a co-owner of the site. If I could be kicked off, I probably would be.
I'm actually looking for a new comic drawer now. There's actually like a second part of the job that you can't see. There's like a whole other link. Mm-hmm. It's blocked from your IP. But it says, wanted cartoonist. We might actually need two other positions, a cartoonist and a drunk. Because I'm not sure I'll get a drunk cartoonist.
Really you could probably just get Joby in, actually, to replace me.
Is Joby a Joby draw cartoons? Yeah. One of the guys I work with, Nathan, I'm not sure.
I don't know, he drinks though, so...
One of the guys I used to work with, Nathan, he reads the site. I'm not sure if he listens to the podcast. Probably not. He used to have to listen to me talk rubbish all the time, and it's probably over it. But
God, yeah.
Anyway, he's actually a really good cartoonist, and he ran a webcomic for a while, and it's way better than yours. So
I have no doubt.
I might have to talk to him and see if we can come to some arrangement.
Just curious, did he give much of an opinion on the comics on the site or anything like that, or the site in general? Or?
I think he probably said something like, "That's a very nice try." No, he said it was good. He liked it. He thought it was
swear right now, but I can't.
No, he didn't say that. I did. No, he's thought they were funny, which is kind of the point.
That is the point. They can be as badly drawn as we want, as long as they're funny. Anyway, we're rambling and being a little bit self-serving at the moment.
We are, but there is a relevance to that, and it's to serve the greater good, which is that we do need new reviewers.
Yes.
Not.
I don't like calling it reviewers. We need
people,
more team members. I mean,
team members.
Look, there is so much
minions, miscreants.
Like I said, it's not paid work because, frankly, we don't actually get any money. We've gotten a very small amount of money out of Australian Gamer over the years, and the people that would apply, you do get. Yes, you get sent your games for free. Yes, we get them from the publishers and we pass them on to you. Yes, you have the opportunity to promote yourself to the world. What are you smiling about?
I'm just thinking you get penetration. But I didn't want to say it.
No, this is so not going to be funny when we listen back to it.
We don't.
We don't. Yes. Excellent. There's the solution. But look,
there are benefits.
There's lots of benefits to people who are passionate and interested enough to do it.
Lots of people who've been involved in the site have gone on to, successful pop careers, TV careers.
Yes.
It's basically a pathway to stardom.
Yeah, look, I mean, definitely.
Am I thinking of Home and Away?
Stardom or Rehab?
I'm thinking of Home and Away.
Right.
I always get Us and Home and Away confused.
God, so do I. Just all the... You should see the
drama.
internal emails. Yeah. Wow.
All the drama, the bikini-clad women.
Someone did... Actually, I can't remember what it was. In the suggestions for what they'd like to see in a new site, someone did say they wanted to see all the girls in bikinis. All the girls of our site in bikinis.
Yeah, someone said...
Which, my God, that's so sexist. That's just disgraceful.
Yeah. Yeah. Oracle thankfully did step up and say that he would be willing to do that and got on his V-string or something.
I don't know. His Borat swimsuit.
Borat style mankini.
I'll tell you what. I think it's not unreasonable to ask the women to actually appear in a swimsuit as long as you're okay with all the guys appearing in swimsuits as well. See, that's the...
And I think, in fairness, they should be the same swimsuits. I think if it's good enough for the gander, it's good enough for the girls.
That's not cool.
No,
that's not cool at all.
It's nasty.
But yeah, anyway, look, throw an application at us, apply, and please, if you could spread the word and let as many people know. This isn't going to be a snap decision. We've got at least 3 or 4 weeks that we've got to actually think about this and decide. And we'd like to hear from as many people as possible. I mean, we have a very high standard at Australian Gamer, do we?
Yeah, no, we do. We're failing that standard, we've set it high.
We've set it high. Our hearts are in the right place.
The bar is high, and as far as like in high jump sort of terms, it's a very high bar.
Yes.
That we're running over and tripping on the mat.
We're actually running directly under.
Yeah, just running under and going, this is easy. I don't know why everyone complains.
All right, look, let's move on to some
news,
video game related stuff. Look, I'd love to talk. I've got it in my head. Actually, the idea has penetrated my mind.
Yeah.
That Inferno dance thing. It's not on the list.
Yeah, it's not
on
our
list.
About
it.
But Dance Inferno. Now, I thought I've seen this headline floating around, and I didn't bother to read it because I just thought it was DDR12 or something.
Yeah, of course,
But it's not. It's really not.
Right. Describe it. Tell us about it, Matt.
Now, apparently, what's an appropriate thing to do these days is to get a large 30-foot screen.
Yes.
And hook it up to a Dance Dance Revolution machine. Now, that so far is going pretty well.
Yeah, hey, yeah.
What the next step is to get flamethrowers, and if you do badly at the game, you are set on fire.
I always thought that's what Dance Dance Revolution was missing. I'd always actually play it at home. At the end of it, when I'd get an F on a particular game I was trying harder, I'm thinking, this is missing something.
I really should have been set on fire for that little effort. Yeah. I'm way too not burning.
I mean, there is that concept when people they go, "Oh my God, you're on fire!"
Yeah.
But in this game, they can go, "Oh my God, you're on fire," and you're like, "Not yet."
No, I'm not. That's why I'm doing so well.
That's right.
Now, I also think that if you do start losing, seems like the sort of thing you're going to keep losing because of the charred flesh.
I don't know. You'd move pretty quickly though.
No, I don't think you would after that. I think
your moves might not be quite as.
I think you'd
planned.
lose a certain amount of grace.
Yeah, while you're on fire.
I think even if you didn't actually catch on fire, which is quite hard to do.
Yeah, but here's the thing, right? And we aren't making this up, by the way.
No, this is we're exaggerating somewhat, but it's more or less true.
We're not.
Well, no, we're exaggerating in the respect that while yes, this is totally true, the participants are wearing flame-proof gear.
I just love the fact that by saying that it makes it sound all okay.
Well, it's okay to set people on fire as long as they're wearing.
Like, yes, that's right. This game, if you fail, you get set on fire. Oh, but it's okay because you're wearing a flame retarded.
Speaking of which, no, it's all right because there's no penetration at all from the flames.
No, not at all. But I
got one in there. That's fair.
Yes, you did. But yeah, that's it's. I'm looking forward to the home version.
Yeah, the home console.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry, I've lost it. I've completely got this image of like me doing Dance Dance Revolution. I don't do so well, and the song ends. I get like an F. Matt sitting on the couch with a flamethrower, going, "Nah." Anyway, here's the question though. Once you get set on fire, I understand the concept that it's like, you don't because you've got a special suit on that doesn't burn you.
Yeah.
Is there another thing on the machine which sets the fire out or puts the fire out?
Well, it's a flamethrower. It goes jet of fire and then it stops being fire.
Right.
It doesn't just, there's no kindling on the dance floor. Okay. It's not, it doesn't begin the process of a bonfire. It's
sorry. So when people say, the suits, I immediately think of, those stunt suits.
Oh, yeah, no.
Get on fire and they have to put that sticky gel stuff on their faces and stuff like that. And
the
fire doesn't actually penetrate the suits.
Yes. But wasn't the word penetration? You've used penetrate, and I'm not sure if that counts.
I think that's
allowed. You think
allowed.
It counts?
I think anything penetrate and then any adjectives. No.
Any form. Any. Just so penetrating.
Yes.
Penetrative.
What is the word if it's penetrate and then you put iv or something? Is that that's a
it's just a
suffix or a prefix?
Yeah,
or
just a suffix.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, all right. No, that's fine.
Okay, good.
Penetrate is the root form, which is kind of ironic in a way. Sorry to anyone out there who actually has standards.
No, more probably to anyone that's listening to this for the first time. There may be people out there.
There may be people who haven't heard us before. This is it.
This is as good as it gets. So anyway, we've managed to talk about something that was completely not on the list. Let's just go back to it.
Let's go to the start of the list. PSP. I thought this was interesting.
I have no idea what this is.
I'm the only one who's going to think this is interesting, but
because it's PSP related. Yep.
Now,
go on.
There's been talk for quite a while of a PSP Lite.
Okay.
There's been talk of a PSP Lite. Now, the PSP Lite is probably a much needed bit of kit.
It is, but I guess my question is, what would the PSP Lite be? Just a screen? I mean,
no. Well, the point there has been information floating around, particularly on Kotaku and better sites than ours, talking about specs. Apparently, some specs were leaked. 4 times the battery life, built-in 8 gig of memory.
Yep.
The tray loading thing replaced with a slot loader, and the screen replaced with an LED. An LED version rather than an LCD version. That gives greater clarity and uses much less energy.
Longer battery life.
Yeah. Now, those were the sort of specs that were announced. There were a few other minor things. Some buttons got moved and stuff like that.
Is this complete rumour, or is there any...
Yeah, now, it's complete rumour, and Sony started a blog during the week as well, which I didn't think interesting enough to make a topic, but... they have got a blog now, and
while we're on the subject of talking about things that aren't on the list of things we talk about,
and while we're talking about Sony as well,
yes.
So Sony has a blog, and one of the guys I didn't even bother reading basically went on to say, look, this rumor is a rumor.
Oh, okay. Oh,
but he didn't say it's wrong. He just said it was a rumor, which most rumors are.
Well, I mean, in my experience of contacting the publishers whenever there's a rumour, is they simply say, I'm sorry, we don't comment on rumours.
That's been their official statement with everything except this blog where they said this rumor is a rumor, which
I
just
always
thought was
their
silly.
official statement. I do remember when Kotaku talked about Home.
Remember that was
their official statement changed then.
Their official statement was something along the line of "Screw you, buddy."
I would have actually thought that if there was truth in the rumor, you'd actually hear Sony going, "Screw you, you're wrong, and we're going to shut you down and not give you any."
Yeah, Matt. No, but I think they know that would fuel the fire. I think they know pretty well that it doesn't work that way.
Fair enough.
I'm glad you're drinking all my drinks, by the way. You've had 4. That's your 4th.
Have you finished yours?
I'm trying to finish it now.
Sucker.
So anyway, talking back on Sony.
Yes.
Sony, regarding the PSP, I found out a few things that I didn't realise. One is that they've actually cancelled the movie format. There are no more movies coming out on the PSP.
Whoa! Stop! Hold the phone. Stop the penetration.
What? That's the first time I've heard you say that.
Whoa! This is whoa.
I didn't know this. Apparently, it was.
I'm sorry. That's big news.
It's not. No, it's not news. I didn't know either. But what they did is, a little while ago, they basically said, "No, we're not actually going to release any other format, any other devices that play the UMD movie." So all the movie studios went, "Then we're not going to produce any more movies."
I find this news huge. I mean, even if...
Yeah, I would have found this huge if I'd known at the time, because just like I think the day before yesterday I was looking online to find what releases, just out of curiosity to see what releases were coming on UMD, and I couldn't find any, and I thought, oh, that's a bit strange. But I ignored it because I didn't care that much anyway.
My personal opinion on UMD is it was stupid releasing movies on UMD. Mainly just...
No, yes and no.
This is just my opinion because I like the idea, but trying to... Look, when you see a UMD collection in the video store, and there are, in the video store, there's a UMD section. It's like one row, right below the Blu-ray section at the moment, actually, which is one row, you know. It's these brand new Sony formats that...
Yeah, now, I was just going to say, one problem with it is that it's Sony, so the only companies that were really releasing UMDs were Sony. And I've noticed the same with Blu-ray, actually. Easy DVD, actually, now... So I was thinking, it really bugs me that I don't want to look at the upcoming release list and see that Stealth is going to be available on HD DVD. I really don't care. It's still Stealth.
Yeah.
And I noticed that you can actually sort by type. You can actually have it only list DVDs.
List good movies, or
yeah, no, you can have it. You can have it only list DVDs or only list UMDs. And I actually made it list the UMDs, and that's how I saw that there weren't any. But yeah, I just find it really frustrating to see that so many of the releases that are coming out are actually like Blu-ray or HD DVD, but they're really, really bad movies. And this is particularly with Blu-ray,
like what?
and with UMD.
Like what?
Like everything Sony have ever made. Sony seemed to have.
They did Spider-Man.
That was terrible.
That was good.
Oh, the original was okay. The original was good.
And Spider-Man 2 was great.
No, you're wrong.
Okay.
I got Spider-Man 2.
My opinion is wrong.
Yes. Why is this a question? You should have assumed your opinion was wrong based on the fact that it differed from mine.
Oh, God.
But no, I didn't like it. But that's not really the point.
No, not really.
The point is there's an awful lot of silly, trivial, teenage boy movies.
Okay, the point of the... The point of this is actually that there are no UMD movies coming out. The format has been cancelled.
Yeah, pretty much as a movie. Now, I think the main problem with the UMD format is not actually that it was bad in any way, but that it was just too expensive
and limited to only PSPs.
Well, even aside from that, yeah, no, you're totally right. And that, but if it was limited to only PSPs and was $10 to $15, a bargain. But I remember when Serenity came out, it was $30 or $35 for the DVD and $45 for the UMD.
That is a good point. I mean, realistically, I love the concept of... I appreciate the idea of having movies on the go like that.
Yeah, portable movies.
Yes.
Fine.
Great, fine. But, that is a very good point. You cannot put Serenity on the UMD... Were there special features on the disc or anything like that?
There are no special features on UMDs.
In a limited DVD... on a much smaller screen and format and everything like that for the same price. Actually, more
expensive.
It's
a lower resolution.
More expensive than the actual Serenity DVD.
It's substantially more expensive.
Because it's probably more expensive to create UMDs than it is
Well,
DVDs.
yeah, it would be. Yeah, because of bulk, if nothing else.
Yeah.
And also, like, you've got to make a cartridge thing in.
But look, personally, I always saw the movies, UMD movies, as more of a gimmick than anything else.
I think they could have been alright as a little bonus if they'd been cheaper. That, to me, is the big killer. Anyway,
look, I'm shocked and quite amazed, actually. I think that's big news because it actually... UMD movies was such a big thing when the PSP was coming out. You can watch movies on your PSP. There are heaps of them coming out, and they'll be in your video stores to rent and all this kind of stuff, and now they've cancelled it.
Yeah, it's gone. And most particularly, Sony have always sold their... system as a multimedia machine, not just as a games machine.
Yeah.
And now it's as a multimedia machine that doesn't do music. Sorry, it doesn't do movies and does music really badly.
Right.
So, I'm not sure what media they've got left.
Documents.
Documents.
Writing.
Can't read them.
What?
Can't read any form of document on a PSP.
Games?
Games is pretty much where it's at now.
Yes. Which is
fine. Which is actually, they're getting some really good games. So
which is fine, which is how it should be.
But in any case, that kind of ties in with the next thing I was going to say, which is that last week the new head of Sony was saying that the PSP admitted that the thing that the PSP really needs now is more good third-party games.
Yes.
More good games from third parties and from themselves. And it's nice that Logic has finally penetrated somewhere into Sony's upper echelons.
Yes, true. I don't like them saying it needs more third-party good third-party games. No, it just needs more good games. Stop saying third-party or
I don't even remember if that's what he said. That's just what I was saying mostly because I wanted to sneak another word of penetrating.
Yes, okay.
But no, it was good to see a certain amount of logic and an understanding of where the market is.
Yeah.
That's
fair enough.
I think the PSP is stronger now than it ever has been, and it's probably just as well it's gotten rid of its multimedia-ness.
I don't know. I just don't.
There are some really kick-ass games.
I don't know if the market penetration has been good enough for the PSP actually.
No, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. It doesn't have to be huge to be successful.
Yep. All right.
Still build.
Anyway, look, let's move off the Sony PS. Well, actually, stay on Sony. This is another topic I know nothing about. Sony runs afoul. Why afoul?
I like the poeticism of it.
Sony runs afoul of church and state.
Yes. Sony...
When it runs, do they run over a fowl? Do they run over a chicken?
Are you done?
No. Yes.
Basically, I don't know if anyone remembers in a section in Resistance where you play in, I think it was Manchester Cathedral.
Mm-hmm.
Manchester Cathedral... have just found out.
Yes, it's a real place.
Yeah, Manchester Cathedral is a real place, and Manchester Cathedral themselves have only just found out that bits of Resistance are set in their church, and they're very cranky about it.
That's stupid.
Why?
I mean, I'm sorry, Forza Motorsports. Oh, not Forza. Actually, yeah, Forza recreated sections of Sydney and all this kind of stuff, and it's like, I'm sorry, does that... what's this by law thing?
I'm sorry, what was the actual law? No, by law, you have to get permission to use large sections of a building. Now, I'm not sure how much, or whether it's only internal, for example. But according to Insomniac, they got that permission. They saw it and got permission. Really? According to the Manchester Cathedral.
From an altar boy or something.
Probably.
They went up and said, here, sign this.
But according
God says you should.
According to the cathedral, they did not. So there's been a bit of interesting wrangling between them where the church is basically saying this immoral violence is occurring in our church and it's terrible and it's a terrible, terrible thing, and Sony are bad. They're bad.
Yes.
And now...
Thank you, Matt the sheep.
Bad. Now the British Prime Minister, Mr.
Tony Blair.
Selma Blair.
Mr. Selma Blair, yes.
So what's the Blair Witch Project?
Yes.
The Tony Blair Witch Project.
Okay, any other Blairs you can throw in there?
Linda Blair.
Okay.
Blair from one of the earlier seasons of Big Brother.
Yes. Who's now in Neighbours, I believe.
Really?
I think so, yeah.
Okay. Damn, I'm done with Blair.
He's done with Blair.
Yeah.
Good.
Blair Rabbit.
No.
No. Okay. Yeah, he basically has also popped in and said that Sony have a right. So Sony don't have any right to do this and blah blah blah, and apparently they're oppressing the people.
Sony is oppressing the people.
I may have misconstrued that horribly because that's like nothing what he said, nothing like what he said, but still.
That sounds good.
It's basically that corporations have to stop, taking away the rights of individuals. Which the Anglican Church, I don't think of as much of an individual personally, but still.
Right, no, fair enough. So what's the resolve?
Well, the resolve is going to be quite simple. Unfortunately, much as I don't like the church, the Anglican Church or any other church, possible exception of the Church of Satan or the Scientology Church,
right?
Both of whom I approve of, because at least they're out and out weird. The real question is going to be, did they get permission or didn't they?
Frankly, it doesn't really matter anymore.
Yeah, it does.
The game's out.
The game can be pulled off the shelves legally.
Do you think that matters anymore? I mean,
it's
been on sale for the last how knows who long.
Use words good like. Yes, but because there aren't any other games on the PSP, it's still on the PS3. It's still a big seller.
No, that's true.
So, it would be pretty significant if it got pulled.
Keep it tied up in the courts for ages. That'll be fine.
That's probably what'll happen.
Who has more money, Insomniac or the Catholic Church?
Well, for a start, they're Anglican.
Okay, or any church.
Secondly, the Anglican Church would.
Yeah.
But in any case, we
can't actually spend much more time talking about this because we've run out of time.
So the only other thing then was
Soul Calibur 4. Oracle posted
apparently
a nice video with Ivy's boobies on the front, which is
I think the video was called ivysboobs.mpeg.
Okay, excellent.
It should have been. The Soul Calibur 4. We've talked about that a little bit before, I think, in saying it's surprising that it hasn't come out. Well, it's coming out. It's coming out on the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3. It's
not really a surprise, but...
Yeah, it's coming... Well, it's kind of a surprise, only in that the last one was PlayStation 2 exclusive.
PlayStation 2, yeah.
But yeah, it's coming on the Xbox 360, PlayStation 3 next year, and that's about it. That's all we know. The only other thing we really know is Mitsurugi and Ivy are in it, and Nightmare.
Yes, that's right. They're in the
they're two of my three favourite. So, Ivy and Mitsurugi are two of my three favourites anyway.
And Killick is in there as well.
Are you sure Killick was in the video?
Yes, he was.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm not sure. I hope he will be. Of course he will be.
He probably will be.
Yes.
I'd like Astaroth to be in there as well, because he really hurts people.
I just want Killick to be there, because then I can penetrate you with his large stick.
Okay. Killick is really good for noobs. Killick is one of those players that you don't need to be any good to play with.
Right. Yep. Hey, whatever helps you sleep at night, man.
Do you want to? I've got it at home. Do you want to come play?
Yeah,
Soul Calibur 3 now?
Quite happily.
Yeah.
The one thing I love about Soul Calibur 3 is that it is a game. It's a very skillful game. As in, there is so
you can get very good.
You can get very good at it with the combos and the counter moves and things like that, but you can also just mash the crap out of buttons and do some very impressive stuff.
It's very well balanced in that you can actually pull off some really cool moves without having any idea what you did.
But here's the thing. Either you've got to be really skilled enough to make sure that any move you do is definitely pulled off and perfect. Because if you don't pull it off, then that button masher will get the better of you.
Yeah, it's funny. I've noticed with all fighting games, there's kind of like this curve. You start off really bad, then you kind of figure out how to button mash properly, like how to block and blah, blah. And then you get better at it. And then you get worse as you start not button mashing and trying to be good. But you try
these actual things which are good, but you screw it up. So
and then you pick up again. So there's like this nice dip
or when someone's coming straight at you going to hit, you think, oh, hold on, I can counterattack this and blah, and you try and do it. but you don't do it fast enough or you don't time it properly enough, and they just hit you. And it's wow, I could have avoided that just by moving out of the way, or blocking. Or
I tend to die, particularly when I'm playing Tekken, I tend to die a lot because I play as Nina and I try to reverse moves.
Right.
And some of the, I remember reversing one of Paul, playing against someone and reversing Paul's massive unblockable punch.
Yep.
To kill the opponent.
Yep, that's cool.
It was Nari too.
Oh.
And she was not happy. She was not a happy camper, but it was very satisfying.
Here's the thing, and I am completely admitting that you are a much better player at fighting games than I am. Easily. You've mastered some characters in certain games and things like that, but in the same respect, your frustration is so much more when you do lose because of that.
Partially, but it depends who I play against as well.
When you play against me,
because I want to hurt you in a real physical way, and I can't, and this is the closest I can get. So I feel robbed of an opportunity to cause you. But also, if pain.
I kill you, it's not because of my skill.
You know what we need? We need a DDR immolation style, but for fighting games. So if you lose, they take you out of the back and just beat the crap out of you.
Yeah, or set you on fire.
No, it's not really relevant because that's only relevant to DDR immolation.
Oh, what? And yes, setting on fire it makes sense in the terms of dancing.
Yes, it does.
Yes, that makes complete sense. Oh, you can't dance well enough. Oh, well, let's set you on fire.
Yes. Whatever.
No.
I'm done.
All right,
we're done here.
We're done. All right. Damn it! I want to get in one last penetration, but I got nothing.
No, I'm sure you don't.
Thanks everyone for listening to us ramble on for the last half an hour at plus 5 minutes.
Yeah, sorry, we actually spent a bit of time earlier adjusting the voices, so if they're a little bit penetrating now, you'll probably find that.
No, that's pathetic. All right, thanks for tuning in. We'll talk to you next week.
See you guys.